Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 4 of our capstone campaign. We are coming in with very chaotic mood, so we'll see how this goes. I didn't even get my dice out of my dice tray yet.
And they're all set to ones.
And they're all set to ones because Kelly sabotaged me. If you're excited to see what happens next, go ahead, like and subscribe, leave us a comment, and without further ado, let's go ahead and dive on into tonight's episode. After Bowmin's miraculous revival, the party went to Jinarra's house and crashed in Amos's magnificent mansion for the night. After briefly discussing the matter of the Red Wizard alliance with Fearkindler, the party split up to check in with friends and family. During the rounds, Firenz Alhonen, the alternate identity of Aslan Rex, had an encounter with Artemis, where Firenz shared some thoughts of his own on the Red Wizards. The party reunited at Palace Waterdeep after their check-ins and went in to meet with Lashana Silverhand, the Open Lord of Waterdeep. And that is where we left off. The doors open to the Open Lord's office, which is a very large, kind of well-appointed room. It's got, paintings of many important historical water Davians decorating the walls, including former Open Lords and other significant individuals. In the center of the room, there are some comfortable-looking chairs and couches around a low table, and opposite the door, at the far end of the room, in front of the windows, is a massive desk behind which the Open Lord of Waterdeep, Lashana Silverhand, pores over papers. And she's wearing, as usual, blue and silver, very nice looking blue and silver robes. She's an elven woman. She's got long silver hair, very tan skin, and she looks up as you all come in, as does her bodyguard, who you've met, I think, once before, Karina Morgan, a human woman in her 40s. She's got sort of sun-bleached blonde hair. She's basically dressed like a cowboy, and she's got kind of twin revolvers on her hips. And sure. And anyway, as you all come in, Lashana, looks up from her papers. She sets them down. She stands up to greet all of you and says, hello, my friends. It has been far too long, and I do wish we were meeting under better circumstances. But please sit.
Karina, Lashana, it's wonderful to see you again.
Karina just sort of nods and says, good to see y'all too.
Have you been filled in at all about the Red Wizards and Fearkindler making his way back to the city, or is this the first you're really hearing about it?
Lashana sort of joins you all at sort of the couch area with the table. Um, and as she sits, she says, "Well, yes. Well, last night there was, of course, an assassination attempt against many individuals, including myself.
Yep.
But everything has moved very quickly. I have Amos has updated me on what he knows so far, but I would be curious what your all of your sort of read on the events thus far is."
I know that my parents and the last adventurers were, it seems, bested by Fear Kindler when he allied with the Red Wizards. They sent me a warning. It was just last night, right? I'm asking this as a player. Has it only been a night?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Um, and then Amos showed up and brought us back here. The Red Wizards tried to get the dragon staff, and if they're able to destroy the dragon staff, as you probably know, Fear Kindler will be able to enter the city. We were told, ominously, that Eva, this player, is trying to remember that the Red Wizards are trying to go after our leader.
Yeah.
And we're not quite sure who
They mean.
who they mean.
Well, obviously they did target several people throughout the city last night, including, of course, the president, who
Yep.
I do feel is probably the one that is at the most risk. Not that the rest of us aren't at any risk, but the army does ultimately answer to him.
But can you remind me, who was it that killed Bowmin? Attempted to kill Amos? Like, what creature, what person was that?
Some undead
Undead. Okay.
by the Red Wizards, presumably.
And we killed, like, they're, we
You
took
killed
their-
him.
Yeah.
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 Mm.
What kind of, you said that you experienced an attack as well. I'll turn to the cowboy. What did that look like? Was it undead?
Karina, who is never sat down, Karina's still standing. And she says, well, there was an undead creature attacked. Took out a couple of the other bodyguards before I was able to take it down. I would suspect that if they were to try again, they'd try a larger attack. And with a larger attack in mind, that's not going to be nearly as subtle. So they probably only have one shot to do a big attack against someone. Before the invasion, I mean.
It seems to me that, these appear to be undead that at least were used in this attack. Doesn't mean it's going to happen every time, but have we, has someone told the local priests and circles of sages and such, can we get dragon staff level kind of wards against undead in the city?
Lashana sort of nods a little bit as you say that and says, it's a good thought. I'm not sure of anyone in the city with the level of divine magic necessary to do that type of thing, but could certainly ask around. What you are speaking of, I mean, in order to place some kind of ward on the entire city for the undead would require someone with an extremely high amount of divine potential. And
Perhaps just little areas then, safe houses, where we, I mean, frankly, could keep each of you, Open Lord, and the President.
It's a good idea, and I will, of course, reach out to the various local temples. Thank you for the suggestion, Artemis.
If they're planning some sort of big attack, I think we also need to think long term a bit. Like if a fear kindler ends up making his way to the city, even if we try to evacuate people, there's going to be people who won't be able to be evacuated.
Or got within the city if we try to bring everyone inside.
Right.
I mean, how many people are in the outskirts outside the city walls?
Indeed, it's not practical to actually evacuate the city. It's too large. There's too many people. There's no way to successfully evacuate Waterdeep. The best way to protect the city would be to stop Fear Kindler and the army of Red Wizards before they reach Waterdeep. So that would involve drawing up a defensive line outside of the city.
Yeah.
And that is not my prerogative to do. That is the domain of the president.
Or another idea, if they're going after high-profile people in the Waterdeep and the Sword Coast Federation, we could draw them out to a certain area away from the city and deal with them elsewhere.
I understand what you're saying, Bowmin, but I don't know that the president would consent to being used as bait. And
I am fine with making sure he doesn't need to consent. I am fine with taking on that.
As much as I disagree with the president, that is a little extreme.
Wow, death really changes a man.
And more to the point, I don't think Fear Kindler or the leader of the Red Wizards, Saz Tam, would
write that name down.
personally attend an assassination attempt. Right? They want to take over the city. They're coming to the city. And it is not practical for them to teleport into the city. Especially given the numbers that would be required to take the city, even with a dragon like Fear Kindler, who now cannot enter the city thanks to your efforts. So they're going to have to march on the city, which means there's going to be a direct path to the city, and thus an easy way to intercept them, particularly if, let's say, there were a group of adventurers that Fear Kindler particularly hated who could draw his ire in that path.
To quote Orlando Bloom, a diversion.
I don't know who Orlando Bloom is, but yes.
Oh, he's an up-and-coming play in the actor.
Oh, he's an actor. Okay.
Yeah.
What plays has he been in?
He recently has been in the Lord of the Squares. It's basically a long bit of a too long of a story, overly detailed.
At this point, Amos,
Oh, he was-
who's been sitting silently in the back the whole time, pipes in and says, "Now, actually, hold on a second. I think it's actually the appropriate length, to tell the story that it's trying to tell.
He's
You
also
would.
been in some pirate plays.
Well, the theater aside, yes. Yes, that would be my plan if it were up to me to enact the plan. But it is not up to me. It is up to the president. President and I don't particularly get along that well. And also, I'm taken to understand, you all made a not so good impression on him either.
You could say that.
That's a reasonable assessment.
The president's not in Waterdeep, correct?
No, he is. This is
Oh, he is. Where is he?
well,
Rip
it
off, man.
sounds like you want to do something like storm the place where he is, and I would like to head that off. I will tell you where he is. He's in Castle Waterdeep, which I know it's confusing, is different than Palace Waterdeep. Castle Waterdeep is the seat of the legislative branch of Waterdeep, and it's actually where you fought Fear Kindler some,
Right.
year ago now. But it is also the seat of the national government while they are here. So he is there. Now, he is not necessarily interested in meeting with you of his own volition. However, he is in my city, and there are some weird legal loopholes wherein official representatives of the Open Lord must be allowed an audience with the president while he is here in my city. And so I would like to make you all my official representatives so that you can go talk to him and, get this plan in motion, regardless of whether or not he actually wants to meet with you.
Cool.
Do we get like a little ribbon or a medallion or something?
Well, this is what I am doing. And she stands back up. She goes back over to her desk. She sorts through the papers she was looking through, and she brings a paper over. And she remains standing, and she says, she's just looking at all of you for a second and says, "Are you all at all familiar with Force Gray?"
Can I do? I don't know.
Look at history check.
I don't have my dice out.
And
I'll
I
just go with this.
also.
Anybody who wants to can make
Nat
Okay.
20.
Ooh, that's better than me, probably.
It's nat 20 plus 0, so.
Oh, okay, never mind.
24.
I also got a 24.
Yeah. So the three of you then, Nyx, Octavia, Bowmin, you all have heard of Force Gray. Force Gray doesn't exist anymore necessarily, but Force Gray was an adventuring party that was officially sponsored by the Open Lord. It's basically Waterdeep's official adventurers. It's an organization that's long defunct, but the Open Lord theoretically has the authority to undefunct it.
What was it called?
Force Gray.
GRAY or GREY?
Important.
You making me wade into the AY versus EY debate.
Mm-hmm. Take a stance right now.
Are we going the American way?
Okay. Per the Forgotten Realms wiki, it is EY for Force Gray. So,
Wow.
however, they are also known as the Gray Hands AY per the Forgotten Realms wiki.
Damn.
That's
So there you go.
It's a
That should piss
scam.
everybody off.
It's all a game. How would you suggest we gain his favor to
Yeah, we
Well,
did not.
so
As I
this-
said, we did not get off of the
Well, hold on one second. So, Force Gray, a few of you sound like you're familiar with it. I am hereby naming you, the members of N Tandem, the latest iteration of Force Gray. You thus have legal authority within the city of Waterdeep.
Hell yeah.
And Karina pulls badges out of her pocket and hands them to the Open Lord, and she passes them out to all of you. And there you go. You are now officially members of Force Gray. So, the president doesn't have the legal authority to turn you away from a meeting with him. He must permit you in to meet with him.
Thank you very much. Quick question.
Minor illusion, make sure that mine is the shiniest of everyone's.
There you go.
Before we leave, handcuffs. We have legal authority.
You do not have legal authority to arrest the president. You actually don't have legal authority to arrest anyone. You just have legal authority to, be my direct representatives in the city.
And of course, we wouldn't want to offend the honor that you have given us by, attacking the president of the Sword Coast Federation.
Yeah, we're definitely not going to do that.
No winks. I'm the winker.
Look, please don't attack the president, okay? I don't like him very much either. But assaulting, we don't. We live in a country of laws. At least for now. And I would like to prevent getting drawn into a complicated legal scandal by having my direct representatives attack the president of the Sword Coast Federation. So, if you could avoid doing that, I would appreciate it.
And if he attacks us first, we have the right to self-defense.
Yes, I suppose, but that would still end up causing a big scandal. I don't think he's going to attack you. Look,
He doesn't like us, but that doesn't mean he's gonna kill us.
Oh, it's violent. Yeah.
We'll be fine.
He did fight in the war, but to my knowledge, he's not assaulting people randomly, right?
The war against Cormier?
Yes, he's a veteran.
Oh.
That's how he
Oh,
got
wow. That's rough.
popular war hero.
Yeah, that's right.
War hero.
Well, I understand that different perspectives.
So how do we win his trust? What are his likes?
I
and
don't know that
dislikes?
you can win his trust per se,
How
but
do we get to his ego?
he is a veteran. He understands military strategy. He understands military tactics. If you can convince him that this is the appropriate, the best strategy to deal with this threat, I believe he will yield, even if he may not, particularly like the messenger. And you can tell him that I'm perfectly happy to reopen any of the Waterdavian forts as part of the defensive line. Those forts are technically my purview instead of his, so he is allowed to access them as part of his defensive line if you can convince him that this is the best way to protect the city.
Right.
Okay. Well, that's good. We have ties to the military. Bowman's a veteran. My brothers are in the military.
Maybe we lead with your brothers.
Hmm?
Maybe we lead with your brothers since he fought against Bowmin.
Oh, well, that's true. I'll wear my, like, I don't know. Do I have, like, a military sister shirt? I got my brother's in the
My
military.
brother's in the military. I've got a military like family ID.
It's a military brat shirt.
Yeah.
We don't know exactly where Firkindler and everyone are. Do we know where your parents are? Or where they were? Like, do we have a general direction that
Can
we're
I
gonna
use a sending spell to contact Firkindler?
Hey, boo,
And-
where you at?
See if he picks up.
You can. If you want to, do you want to send
No.
your Kindler?
No, because then he'll know where we are. I mean, he knows where we are, but
Sending doesn't tell you where somebody is.
so if I use a sending
Um,
message and I say, "Dear Firkindler, where are you?" Love,
Where you at, boo?
Yeah, he would have to willingly tell you where he is.
And he
But
would.
if you want to try talking to him, you are welcome to try talking to him.
Is that a bad idea?
I wouldn't tempt.
I don't think it's going to help.
He might call you.
Where are you at,
something.
bitch?
I did take scrying. Could I try to
That's
like
what I'm
scry
That's
him?
what I'm thinking. Like, you or Amos with scrying, like, they know the last adventurers. Right? Can they just scry on the last adventurers?
Or could we
Location?
could also like contact my mom.
Well, yeah, we
Okay.
could always use sending stone. Just ask.
Amos will just quickly say, as far as scrying on Firkindler, I have attempted it.
He probably has one of these amulet things like.
That would-
Yes, the spell failed in a way that would make me think that Firkindler is
Protected.
under some sort of non-detection spell or field. And if he's traveling with Saz Tam, then that would make a lot of sense. Saz Tam pretty famously doesn't like being spied on magically. I haven't checked in on the exact location of the last adventurers, but you are welcome to reach out.
It just might be useful if, the president says, all right, fine, what do we do? And we say, well, you're the guy in charge. And he's like, but this is your test, blah, blah, blah. And we can say, like, let's defend to the north. Let's defend to the east. Let's defend to the northeast.
Right.
It may be worth figuring out which area has the least amount of population to evacuate, and we choose the battlefield.
At this point, the open lord sort of jumps in again and says, well, if Firkindler and the Red Wizards are coming here with any sort of large force, which they will obviously need to be, it's not like they are unspotted. My suspicion would be that the president has some intel on what direction they're coming from.
Huh.
So,
The fact that their armies haven't been spotted yet via sea vessel means they're probably traveling by land, which means they'll probably attack the city from the east.
that would be my assumption as well.
That was also my assumption.
Bay
never know.
is
I made no assumptions.
Bay is very far to the east, and so if Firkindler has allied with the Red Wizards, as is the case, that would be the direction the army would have to come from, is from the east. And so that's where I would say we should draw up our defense lines. But the president likely has intel on exact troop movements because, again, moving any force that large over land is going to draw attention.
Right.
Why don't we try to contact your parents, Jinarra, on the way to the president's location.
Okay.
Thank you for your assistance today, and the badges are quite nice.
Absolutely. Well, may the gods go with you, Force Grey. And hopefully you can talk some sense into my counterpart. Amos says, I'll escort you all there. And Felocial will meet us over at Castle Waterdeep as well. So.
Thank you. If there isn't like a captain of Force Grey or like a person that's in charge whose badge is shinier than the other, it's the whole team, right? There's no hierarchy at all.
Felocial says, I leave the exact organization of Force Grey up to the members of said force.
So Jinarra's in charge of Force Grey.
Well, that's what I was assuming.
Yeah.
Great.
You all leave the Open Lord's office, armed with your badges marking you as Force Grey, and start making your way across the city. But on your way, you're sending a message to the last adventurers, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
What up?
I'm trying to
you
think
at,
20
Mom?
minute words. Penny's going to be the one sending it, I'm assuming. So.
Oh, you have a sending.
You have a sending stone.
Oh yes, I do have a sending stone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, you don't.
No, I don't.
No,
Because
you
I
don't,
gave
because
it
you
to-
gave one to Alina.
Yeah.
And
I
you
have
were gonna
sending,
get your
though.
Parents' end from your parents, but
Yeah,
either,
I also have
but
sending.
somebody with the sending spell can send. Can
Okay. From Jinarra. Are you all okay? Wanted to know your location. Figuring out plan for Fear Kindler. I have some more words I could say, but I feel like that kind of covers everything.
Yeah.
Miss you, love you.
Miss you, love you. Yeah.
Very good.
Add that in. That's good.
You get a response very quickly from your mother, or whoever sends it gets a response very quickly from your mother. Is Penny sending it, or is Octavia sending it?
I can send it.
Okay. Response comes back. We are still back east trying to help this town. Tried teleporting back, but teleportation seems to be down. We're on your own. Love you.
Okay.
As you relay that message, Amos kind of winces and says, after the attack last night, I had all teleportation circles in and out of the city shut down.
Insight check.
Go ahead.
I didn't say that to him. I'm saying that to you.
Yeah. Obviously, Penny's not saying insight check in universe.
No,
18.
I think it's in universe.
18. He's not lying.
Yeah, but I want to see what is he like. I just feel something's not right with him.
He doesn't seem to be trying to like hide anything or disguise anything from you. You know, his wizard tower was attacked via the teleportation circle within it.
Yeah.
And as a result, right? And there were assassination attempts against a bunch
I
of.
understand that, but I just think he's being sneaky. I don't know. I don't trust him.
Okay, well, you don't. After that insight check, you don't feel like you have any reason not to trust him.
I still don't trust him.
Zuzu can continue to not trust him if she so desires.
Put it on the record, everyone.
Amos kind of goes on to say, like, I thought it was pertinent if they have a means of teleporting that doesn't rely on landing at an exact circle, they could still get back. But theoretically, because I don't have any way to shut that down, but all circles, all stable teleportation circles in and out of the city are shut down.
That's probably for the best.
That makes sense. Okay. But they said that they were in the east?
Yeah, they're still back at that town that they saw getting destroyed.
Okay.
And they are basically trying to help them recover.
Well, we at least know if your Kindler is probably coming from that way. I was just sort of hoping for a little bit more exact location information so we could gauge how quickly Fear Kindler may be coming our way, but that's all right.
Like she said, maybe the president knows.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got to have like scouts and eyes somewhere.
So, to the castle.
Yeah, you make your way to the castle. You were met outside by Octavia's mother. She sort of nods at you all as you arrive, and then she looks at Amos and says, well, I tried getting in to see the president, and he's not interested in meeting with any, quote, dogs of the open lord.
Yes, but we have badges now.
Yeah, he's legally obligated.
Well, let's try it then, shall we?
Guys, let's be very nice.
Mm-hmm.
I think
bringing up
coming
the
in, tail between our legs
Yes.
is the right approach.
Yes. Sorry, I
Um,
read that smear campaign article about you and did a lot of stuff that just didn't name you. It's all right. It's all water under the bridge.
Come back. We'll keep that fight going later.
I wasn't gonna say
No
it.
one will miss out.
I'm just saying.
Even as a breathing corpse, I still have enough pride not to grovel to this man.
Well, unfortunately,
Maybe don't-
sometimes when you're grown up, you have to do things you don't want to do.
Hey,
I
Horn.
would like to propose
A toast.
uh
Hum emotions.
that we create our I will create a telepathic bond between us.
What?
So
This is
That's
going to
right.
help.
we
All of-
can
Yeah.
discuss without
Wow.
discussing.
All of the shit talking goes in the group chat.
Yes.
Perfect.
So I will be casting telepathic bond, which allows me to link up to 8 willing creatures for an hour.
Amazing.
Our group chat that we have, like in real life, should
Are
be
you-
called telepathic
Are you
bond.
including
We're gonna
Amos?
switch that now.
Are you including Amos and your mom in it or not? Just the 6 of you.
Just the
Not Amos.
6.
Okay.
Just the 6 of us.
I just wanted to know.
Talk so much.
I'm gonna
shit
be able to say
Sorry.
He
Well,
totally
we don't
knows
want-
I
the
don't-
spell. He knows
they
the
don't
spell.
know,
and
they
he's
can't be
watching
incriminated.
you not include him.
Yeah.
Watching us
but-
and go like,
Well, I'm sure he knows that I know that Penny's like,
Yeah.
and we're cool with that.
Amos is not offended. Amos is not offended.
oh my god. Okay, when he reveals himself to be one of your Kindler's great worm forms, I don't want to hear
Oh
it.
my god. And Amos
Is there like a
turns to you
guard?
and casts Disintegrate. No, so
What is this episode?
you all enter and
God.
you make your way up to a desk, and the person there looks up at Blue Seal and he's like, came back with some friends. I'm sorry, ma'am. The president's orders stand. He's in a war meeting right now and is not interested in being disturbed.
I'm gonna slap my what's it called? Force Gray badge on
No,
the desk and be like, excuse me, then we should be in that.
The desk is like her height plus some, so it's
got
a
a
hand.
shot. The guy looks at the badge and he's like, "What is this?"
This is Force Gray, the greatest defenders of Waterdeep, legendary group that can be this is Kelly trying to think of words. Nyx is like perfectly.
So Nyx is just going.
She's fine.
Got it.
The official
the official
adventuring
representative.
party.
Yeah, the official adventuring party of Waterdeep. The Open Lord has designated us as the Force Grey for the time being as previous heroes of Waterdeep. So we have relevant information that I think the president would like to have, and we would need to be included on this discussion, this war meeting.
And are legally obligated to be there.
Make a persuasion check. I'll even give you advantage because I'm feeling generous.
I have back
Because it's the law.
non-natural 20.
All right. Guys, like, okay, hold on. He takes your badge. He walks away from the desk, disappears around the corner.
He's in Force Gray.
Comes back out with the badge, gives it back to you.
Thank
you.
All right, I guess it checks out. This way.
Thank you so much.
You're led through a series of halls, up some stairs. Jinarra, as a very, very briefly member of the Congress of Waterdeep, you are familiar with most of these halls, but you do eventually enter a section of the castle that you never really went into during your time in the Congress of Waterdeep.
Okay.
And eventually you're led into some doors lead you into this very, very large chamber. There's sort of paintings on the walls, weapons hanging on the walls right where you first enter. Couple of like big statues of like heroes of Waterdeep in the room as like stairs go down to a lowered section. You see like bookcases lining the walls with sort of closed glass doors as well on the left and right. At the far end of the room is a giant map on the wall with like a big like ornate sculpture above it, and like windows over there as well, letting in some natural light. In the center of the room is a gigantic circular table which has a like globe of Faerun, like built not Faerun, Faerun's the continent, but a globe of Toril, the world. A globe of Toril like built into it that sort of can be rotated to show like different parts of it. And you see the president is standing at that table with a few other men sort of gathered around, and you're let in by two gentlemen, and you go down like the steps to the big table. And as you approach, the president looks up at all of you and says, "So she made you all Force Grey, didn't she?"
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Who else is here?
It's you six plus Amos and Felocial on your end of things. And then the president is here as well as 10 of his guys, who seem to be a combination of military advisors and trained like bodyguards.
Mr. President, relieved to see you. Well, you are well, I presume?
Yeah, despite the assassination attempt against me last night, I am still here.
Good. I'm
Good.
sorry you had to go through that. Seems like you're not the only one.
No, indeed. And now I apparently have an army marching on us. So I am a little busy.
Well,
Yes, of course.
we
So
are
along
sure about that army.
exactly along the lines of that army, we are at your disposal. We are rather talented, to be quite frank. Fighters with experience against Firkindler, as you know, and the Red Wizards of Thay. So we would request to be involved and to be of service.
Let me make one thing perfectly clear. The reason we're having this problem with Firkindler in the first place is because you all pissed him off.
I'm throwing up in the group chat.
He was
Manipulating the government.
I'm gonna put just a gentle but very firm hand on Nyx and start just kind of patting her back a little bit harder than needs to be.
He was acting as a banker. Was he corrupt? Perhaps. Was he doing stuff he shouldn't have been doing? Perhaps. But the fact of the matter is, he wasn't burning a swath of destruction across the countryside.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But now he is. So here we are.
So
And your citizens are in danger, and we are offering our help. And we have some good ideas. And we've talked to Open Lord Silverhand about this, and we come on behalf of her.
And we are merely asking to be involved, not necessarily the lead planners. We just would like to offer our help since you are correct and this is somewhat our fault.
But I mean, we have we've put our lives on the line time and time again for Waterdeep. I think we've shown that we're very dedicated to the city. We just can't get away from it.
We want the best for the city and the country.
Yeah.
Mr. President, I know that your forces are strong and you are very smart in the art of war and battle. Would it be such a wise decision to turn away a seasoned adventuring party who has fought these specific enemies that are marching on your doorstep?
All right. So everybody has kind of contributed to this little bit. So I will let whoever would like to make the persuasion check at advantage.
Yes.
Matt,
Sure.
what's Artemis's persuasion?
We're at a plus 18.
Nice.
Yeah.
At advantage?
At advantage because
Oh,
everybody.
thank goodness.
Because you really need it.
Yeah, 32.
32.
Damn.
I'm pretty sure Artemis said some of the least number of words for
Yeah.
Listen, we're all
It's
good.
the general gravitas of his
Yeah.
presence.
Yeah.
And just being near Artemis, it just
And we've got the
Gives
king
us,
with
Like
us.
Bowman's saving throw. There's a radius effect.
Yes.
President sighs deeply, rubs the bridge of his nose. As a reminder of what he looks like, by the way, because I forgot to remind you all.
It looks like a bitch.
That's in the group chat.
That's in the group chat.
That's in the group chat. He's wearing a sort of military style dress uniform. He's no longer in the army, but he still dresses like he's in the army.
Peaked in high school.
He's got dark hair. He's got large, bushy mutton chops. Fine. Yes, you make a good point. No military commander turns down their assets, even if I don't care for those assets.
Thank you, Mr. President.
He spins the giant globe in the table, and as he does, it brings up a section of the continent to the east of where you are. And you see sort of a big red line that is actively moving very slightly across the map, and you assume it's some kind of magical enchantment. But he says, this is where our scouts reported the army and the speed of their movements. It's updating based off of the last known speed. So if they change their speed, we'd have to have scouts tell us. But at this rate, and I am continuing to send out more scouts before any of you bring it up, but can't have them report in every second. Anyway, at this rate, the army will be here in 4 or 5 days.
Coming from land or?
Coming from land. Although, air too, because there's a lot of flying things involved. Fearkindler's a dragon, there's some other dragons, there's some demons with wings involved. The bulk of the army seems to be made up of a combination of undead monstrosities, demons, and they seem to have hired a fair few mercenaries, particularly some hobgoblin mercenary companies, to bolster their infantry forces. Now, they are marching, like I said, from the east. They should be arriving here to Waterdeep in 4 or 5 days. I understand that dragons cannot enter the city of Waterdeep. Is this correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Very well. So the most dangerous possibility is off the table. So that's good news, at least. I have sent orders to evacuate all towns and villages in the path of their march. And trying to figure out our best option for defending this city. As you might understand, I've had less than 24 hours to get all this in order, so we're still in the early stages here and don't have a whole lot of time to come up with a plan. So, you are here to make yourselves assets. What would be your suggestion then, Force Grey?
Well, as you pointed out, this is partially our fault, and he has quite a strong grudge against us as we do against him. So we propose that we're bait. We choose an area where we can evacuate people and get them to safety, and try to lure him to us.
Well, if we put you all at a relatively high elevation point, and as the army approached, you were to make yourselves known, I'm sure it would draw at least his ire, and presumably the ire of a few others. The bulk of the army could then be confronted by the Short Coast Federation army. We just need a good location for it.
Any sort of plateau in the way nearby. Something that his dragon vision will be able to see us. Or we send a simple fireball into the air. Something to get the attention, but it's too far for the demons and hobgoblins to reach us. But it's just within reach for a big angry dragon to reach. And a couple of wizards, splitting their forces.
Right, well, no matter how powerful you are, Force Grey, I wouldn't expect all of you to fight the entire army yourselves. So yes, that would be the presumed plan, is to split up the forces. But, and he sort of moves the map around again to bring it closer to Waterdeep, specifically. And, hold on, I gotta find a map.
I found a cool interactive map.
Nice.
Like somebody went through all of the job of labeling shit.
Nice. So, this is Ben. This is not the president. This is Ben being bad at this. Okay. Well, Waterdeep itself is, of course, built on a mountain, but just a little to the southeast of us is a pretty hilly area. There are some old Waterdavian forts that, if the Open Lord will consent to us using,
Which she did.
She did. Well, that's something. Well, then, yes, we could set up our defensive line there and draw them there. You all could be stationed at the top of one of these forts, on the top of one of the hills, and that would draw in much of Fear Kindler's direct ire, while the rest of the army was arrayed nearby.
How much of your forces have you already called in?
Well, as many as I can, but obviously the army is spread out over the country, and I cannot get all of them here in time. But I am getting as many of them here as quickly as possible.
All right.
I mean, I think, yeah, let's do it.
Very well. Then I suppose the next order of business would be to, and he's cut off by the sound of glass shattering.
Yeah.
The windows behind you break open at the bottom, and the doors around the room burst open as a large group of monsters and hobgoblin mercenaries burst into the room. And you actually spot even a couple of red wizards at the back. And one of them shouts and says, "Mr. President, you're proving to be a rather hard man to kill. So we're going to do the job correctly this time." So, Nyx.
15.
Octavia.
18.
Artemis.
21.
Jinarra.
16.
Bowmin.
Also 18.
Penny.
9.
Ooh. Okay. This is a very big combat encounter. Obviously. There's a lot of people here. First up is Artemis. Artemis is then followed by the president's men. They are then followed by Philocial, and then Bowmin and Octavia after that. Then after that are the two vampires fighting with the Red Wizards.
Ooh. That's exciting.
After them is Jinarra. After Jinarra is the president. After the president is Nyx. After Nyx are the giant zombies. After them are one group of the hobgoblin mercenaries. That would be these ones. Then the liches.
Those are the red wizards.
Those are the red wizards.
Oh yeah. Wait, where are they? Fuck.
At the top. Then
Hmm.
we got a couple of Wobolas back with us.
Oh, hell
Whoa.
yeah.
They're back. Then Penny.
Oh, they're gonna fly the hardest.
Then after Penny is Amos. And then
Why
after
do you care?
Amos are the rest of the hobgoblins. And after the rest of the hobgoblins are the remaining 3 demons, which is this one and the 2 Torminox, who you will remember from your last battle. So, lot of fucking guys.
And remind me, in the order, roughly, the president's movement. Beginning, middle, end?
Middle. Very much middle.
Middle.
Okay.
He's the
Middle.
eighth. He's the eighth. to
After
go.
me.
He's
Okay.
after Jinarra.
That's useful.
Yeah, he's literally 8 out of 16.
Oh. Fancy that. So he's mid.
He's mid.
Which we already knew.
Yeah.
He's mid.
This is also in the group chat. We're not saying this out loud.
Oh, now I am
Alright.
saying out.
Group chat.
Group chat. Okay. So, again, everybody,
Moose chat?
goal is to defend the president / prevent the president from getting killed in some other way. And Artemis, you are up first. What would you like to do?
Okay. Question about the table.
Uh-huh.
You said the globe turns.
Yeah, it sure does.
We've seen it turn. Is it a mechanical turning? Something has to be swapped, or can someone like manipulate it? Like grab the mountains and like turn it around?
It seemed like the president like moved it with his hands.
Excellent. I would like to jump up onto the table
Uh-huh.
and like run and leap up towards the table and kind of let the inertia carry me over the top, like grab some mountains
Okay.
and see if I can slingshot myself up and over with like a fancy little cartwheel-esque thing, except Artemis can't do a cartwheel. Channeling my Jinarra. The last time I did that, we were in the sewers, and it did not go well.
It's been
Yeah.
a long
Okay,
time
so
since
Well,
then.
it's been a
Long
long
time ago. We've come a long way.
It's been a while. Go ahead, make me an acrobatics check to pull this off.
Come on, Artie. Be cool.
I want to see this coming and just cheer him on.
There it is.
Trying to imitate me.
Oh, yeah. 21.
21. Easily enough, you can end up on the other side.
Amazing. So I slingshot myself up the 30 feet to the top and then continue to the other side of the table?
Yeah.
There-ish?
Yeah.
Okay, so that I don't have any movement like left, basically. But as I'm doing that, okay, where are we? I would like to, while I'm at the top, right, holding on,
Uh-huh.
how far is from the top? 50 feet away. My range, I think my range is good. Oh, 120 feet. Geez, yeah. I would like to point at the cluster of people over to the left with the orange troll-looking guy. And area of effect, 20-foot circle. Oh, geez, it's huge. Okay. If I do that... Wait, is this 20 foot? This feels too big.
20 foot is the radius. When a spell says 20 foot, it's the radius.
So I put 20 foot in the AoE thing?
Yeah.
Or do I put 10?
You put 20. That's
Damn,
correct.
this is huge.
Yeah.
Does this get everybody that's currently in the circle, excluding the little human?
Everybody that's at least half in the circle, which would be all of them except for this.
Okay, well, I do want to get the orange guy.
So you can move it down. That does get him, but it leaves
The guys
the
at the top.
Torminoc
The
and
guy, but I could do this.
it's up to you.
That's so many more people.
Go.
I'd like to do this.
Okay. Great.
And that's going to be a synaptic static.
Great.
dropped there is a little like purple sparkly line, just zip in a purple cloud of fanciness.
All right. What
That is an intelligence saving throw for every single one of those guys.
Okay. So we're gonna do this in groups. First, we're gonna roll for the Tormentor. 21.
Failure.
Failure. Okay.
22 is what it's got to beat.
22 is what it's got to be. I'm just gonna roll once for all of the Hobgoblin troopers, and one. Yeah. I'm just gonna roll once for the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Hobgoblin troopers. The other Hobgoblin in there has a different title.
And I presume everyone has an intelligence of 2 or higher.
Yes.
Whatever the hell it is. Yeah.
Okay. 6 for the Hobgoblin troopers.
Yeah, obviously. 2.
The Wobolus is next. That's a 10.
Need more dice.
For the Wobolus, so that's a failure. The Vampire. Oh, no, the Hobgoblin Incendiarist next. That's a natural 1 for him. And the Vampire for last.
That's the dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes.
7. So everybody in the circle fails.
Whee!
Wow.
Okay. 8d6.
Wow.
Whee! Whoa. 18, 22, 25 points of psychic damage to all of them.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. 20, how many?
25.
25.
And they all have muddled thoughts.
I'll tell you 7 guys that don't have muddled thoughts. These
Aw.
guys who are dead.
Right.
There are some just
Brain dead. Brain
bags of meat here. In
Nice.
this-
Oh, why did you have to say it like that?
well,
Chunky.
Right.
yeah, they're brain dead. You cast synaptic static, and literally, like, their brains fry, and they collapse.
Just gray goop comes out of their ear.
The Wobolus took some damage, and he has muddled thoughts. So I'm just gonna give it a little red condition marker. Ooh, the Hobgoblin Incendiarist is still alive, but he's looking pretty fucking rough.
Oops. Sorry.
Yeah, I just moved that, sorry.
Oh, I thought that was me.
I didn't even know I could do that.
Surprise.
You can probably delete it.
You're good?
Yeah.
I will delete then.
I already get the Tormentor damage? No, I didn't.
As I flip over the top and see all the gray ooze coming out of everyone, I definitely throw up just a little bit, and it goes down into the
Down in the crack of the table.
Yeah, I just keep the world spinning so that it covers it up.
Oh.
Just like a treadmill.
Oh.
Yeah, if someone tries that move next, you're gonna find a little surprise coming up for you.
It's gonna be
Alright.
difficult terrain.
Yeah.
Well,
What does Muddled Thoughts do specifically?
so, basically it is a minus D6 to attacks and saving throws. For
Okay.
one, they also cannot maintain, and maintaining concentration.
Okay.
At the end of their turn, they get to make the save again, and it's DC 22.
Okay. Great. Any bonus actions from you?
Oh, geez, I didn't even think about bonus action. Okay.
Big opening move.
I love my little bardic
Take us
inspiration.
5 moves all over.
We will go ahead and I think I will do. Do I think the president would accept a bonus bardic inspiration? I feel like he's gonna not accept it. I don't want to waste it. Right?
Well,
I
but
will.
I mean, his life is on the line.
Life is on the line.
Yeah, I think he might take it because of that.
I will, as I land on the table in front of him, I will uh, summon the sword in my hands and say, "Look, Mr. President, you can't die because we have to decide who's going to win the fight between us." Give him a little wink and bardic inspiration.
All right. He is inspired. No inspiration? Oh, there it
So
is.
don't look at my mouth,
He is
definitely.
Inspired.
Bacon and eggs still coming up a little bit.
Great. All right. That brings us to the president's men. Guy number 1, he's gonna go. He's gonna move right up the stairs here, charge over to the Hobgoblin Incendiarist, who's already been pretty badly hurt by your spell. And he's gonna pull out this like cudgel that he has and start like bashing it.
Joel?
Yeah.
The president is being defended by men with cudgels?
Well, morning stars are not socially acceptable in the city, so he's got like a nice police baton cudgel.
I have some reforms proposed.
So that's going to be a hit. That's going to do just enough damage to kill it.
Oh, well, he'll go out in glory next time.
That guy didn't get to do fucking anything. Neither did any of the other guys that Artemis killed. But, you know. And then he's going to make a second attack against the vampire. And that's not going to hit. So, that's that guy's turn. This guy's turn. He's gonna stand up. He's gonna climb up on the ledge here. He's gonna pull back a. He's gonna pull out a gun and he's gonna shoot at the red wizard.
Just cudgels and pistols. That's all they got.
That's what they got. 18. Is that going to be enough to hit the red wizard? Where's their stat block? Jesus Christ. Wait, where is it?
They are towards the end. They're before the Wilbolas.
Thank you. 18 is not going to be enough, but he's going to make a second shot, and that's not going to be enough. And you hit any damage? Okay, doesn't matter. Okay. Same thing with the guy over here. He's going to do the exact same thing. And that one's going to hit. So one of the red wizards is going to take 7 damage.
Is he dead?
Yeah, he's got 7 hit points.
Fucking knew it.
That's also going to be another 7 damage against that red wizard. This guy's going to leap up and charge up the stairs here. Start attacking Hobgoblin troopers. That's not going to do it. That one's going to do it. And that's damage. Okay. These two are going to shoot at Torminox. Nope. Natural 20. Great. That's gonna be
Is there any way I could get a free action to get the two at the like entrance on the bottom to like move away from the shit that's in front, like next to them? I like scream at them to like get out. Since
Oh
is
my
it
god, it didn't even scroll to the bottom.
yeah.
there's still
Oh my god.
I was wondering where Zuzu got that image from.
I don't know if those two had their turns yet.
they haven't.
Okay.
They're going in a second.
Ah,
You guys are
shit.
gonna leap up here
Like, run, guys.
and start shooting at the giant zombies.
The ladder at the very top of the map. Do we think that's like a library ladder that it scrolls along
It is.
Yeah.
the map?
That's
Oh, well, we have to use that at some point.
As opposed to running away, the two guys by the door are gonna be stupidly brave and are gonna run in.
Oh damn it.
Guys,
To fight their opponent.
don't be
Just
stupid.
guys being dudes.
Live at least
Guys
2
being
rounds.
dudes. Well, that was a natural 20 on one of their attacks. So
With their
They're
cudgel.
still just little guys.
Oh, man.
This room is so big.
Should we name all of the little guys and see which one survives?
One of them should be Danny.
No.
Just go in like
Oh,
alphabetical.
unironically, just
Alright.
also named Danny.
Yeah.
The two that they're engaged with are looking very rough, but are not yet dead.
Engaged?
Oh,
Not what I meant, but sure.
Very
While they're
different
getting
games
maybe.
we're playing.
Okay. After all of that shit.
an illicit love affair.
It's still Ben's
Aw.
I
turn.
can't tell the president.
Oh Jesus.
It's still my turn. After all of that shit, oh my god.
Ben, it's the consequences of your own action.
Consequences of my own actions. It really do be like that.
I'm gonna name all that.
Okay. It's Velocial's turn. And
She could just use disintegrate on all of them.
well, it's funny that you mentioned that because that is a spell that she has.
Yeah, she used to fuck us up all the time when she was evil.
She did try to cast disintegrate at you once.
And succeeded,
Yeah.
but Octavia turned back time.
And only Octavia remembers it.
Yeah.
Only Octavia.
Nobody else knows what happened.
Okay.
Back time.
One day, Octavia and Penny are gonna be drunk, and Octavia's gonna be like, "I gotta tell you the craziest thing."
Just start bawling.
You died, everyone died.
So she's gonna leap up on the edge of the table and she's gonna run here. Hell yeah! Which gives her just enough range to cast disintegrate on the red wizard in the back corner.
Yeah. Ben, how does it feel to be playing against yourself?
Oh, it's a lot. But you know, it's fine. So the red wizard needs to make a dexterity saving throw. Okay. That's a failure. That's a failure. So holy shit. Okay, that's a lot of damage. And we're just gonna roll it here. So we're gonna do D6. Just gonna quickly turn off the speakers while it rolls it. Okay. So she does 76 points of force damage against the red wizard.
Ooh.
Dead.
No. But it's a lot of fucking damage.
That's a lot of damage.
They only die when you hit them with 7.
Yeah, it's only 7. Only 7. Okay.
With a regular pistol.
And that's her turn. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to remember if she has any bonus actions. Oh my god, she has rogue levels. She's gonna jump under the table and bonus action hide.
Yeah.
Alright, so she's the MVP.
Just watch out for the puke.
Just watch out.
Oh,
Yeah, she gets under the table and she's like, "Oh, what the hell?" Okay,
Must
Bowmin,
be
your
fun.
turn.
Okay, so we're in like a little bit of like a divot down, right?
Yeah.
So like to the left and right of me, those are walls, or
Yeah,
can I-
they're low walls. You could like climb up over them.
would that be extra, or could I? I could just.
It would cost extra movement to do that.
Okay. Alrighty then. I guess. Ah, man. This is the thing about Bowmin. He's just slow and he does no range. All right, Bowman's moving to the back,
Great.
and Bowman's gonna hold his action until some enemy is in
In
proximity,
Great.
and it's just gonna whack him with his axe.
Great. Octavia.
Yeah. I really don't want to hurt those guards, but I really want to take out all those big monsters.
Do what you gotta do. The sooner you take out, the more monsters you take out, the more quickly this combat goes.
Yeah, I know.
Whoa.
So
Holy shit!
sorry, Bowmin, I won't hit you. I'm trying.
Holy shit.
It's Adi Luke's freezing sphere.
Incredible.
Okay. It has a 300-foot range, so I'm well within that, and it's a 60-foot radius, so that's insane. So I'm gonna cast that one at 6th level, which is its basic level, which is 10d6, and I'm just gonna let the computer do that.
Yep. And what's the save I need to make?
It's a 20 Constitution.
20 Constitution. I'm not sure any of these guys can get it. They can't get. They have to get. Okay, so the Hobgoblin troopers can't get it, and we'll just go ahead and say they're all dead. I don't think it's possible for them to survive.
I had a 34.
How much damage?
34.
34. Yeah, they're dead.
Okay.
Okay, so then the 2 Hobgoblin Incendiarists, who are slightly higher up here. They get 1. Nope, and they have 33 hit points, so they are also dead.
Whoa.
Frozen corpses litter the battlefield as a giant sphere of icy energy explodes. The frost gathers along the statues and the weapons. The hobgoblins die basically instantly. The president's men do fail the saving throw, but they are still alive.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
They got a little bit more. They got a little bit more juice.
Bill and Kev, they survived.
They did in fact survive.
They have
Giant
something to look
zombie
for.
fails, but is still alive. And the Chimeron also fails, but still survives. A lot of guys taken off the battlefield. I thank you profusely. I
You
know
got
I'm the
it.
ones who put them on there, but
You didn't want to deal with
I
him.
still thank you profusely.
Okay.
All right.
Um,
And then can I just delete this?
yeah.
Great.
Yeah, it only oh
It
wait,
only just goes on.
is it instantaneous?
Yeah, it should be. It should be. I just didn't know if there was any
This
lasting.
Oh, no. That's if it hits water. It lasts for a minute on water, but that's fine.
No,
Okay.
there's just a layer of ice and frost over everything there, but
Yeah.
and a bunch of dead, frozen bodies, and 2 guys who are still alive but have hypothermia. And
Well,
undead
we'll get
zombies
some
who can't feel
blankets.
anything, and a demon.
Yeah. And
So,
then can I like send to our group like where do we want the president?
Under the table?
Okay, can I use my bonus action to telekinetic shove him? I think I have to jump closer.
Do we want him under the table? I just said under the table.
We want him safe, so
Velocio's under the table, so
yeah. How far is that?
If he's under the table, does he, Ben?
I have to be within 30
If
feet.
he were any of us, as many of us have hidden under tables before, if something like a fireball were to go off, would that affect their ability to save? Or
it would.
They roll. You're supposed to stop, drop, and roll.
Yeah, I think it might count as partial cover, which would increase, like, give them a bonus on the saving throw. But
shove him under a table then.
Okay, can I? Oops, I need the select button. Can I move to like here, like jump up on the table and move to here, and then can I use my telekinetic shove to like pull him under the table because it's towards me?
Yeah, are you shouting out what you're doing? Are you shouting to the president that you're about to do this or not?
Get under the table. Whoosh.
I think I'll be telling him to get under the table, but not like in specifics that I will be pulling him under the table.
Well, then now I'm gonna make a check to see if he's going to try and resist your effect because
that's fair.
Sure what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
He's not going to. He gets what you say that, and then he feels something try to magically pull him under the table, and so he doesn't resist the effect. Although he's like, ah! And he gets pulled under the table.
Just trying to help, man. Okay. That will be all for Octavia.
Great.
Good job.
It's the 2 vampires' turns. There are 2 vamps here. Hanging out.
What are their names?
Dave and Steve.
I already have a Steve. He's a human.
Well,
but Dave, I'll take.
Preston.
Steve is a common name. There can be more than one Steve.
Nope,
Preston.
not in this world.
Preston.
Okay, fine. Preston.
Wait, what was the other name?
Dave.
Dave. Thank
Preston, the vampire.
Dave and Preston, the vampires. Thank you.
All
right, blue
so
vampire.
this vampire he's minus D6 on attack rolls and saving throws.
And concentration checks.
And
yes, that's Dave, by the way.
That's Dave. Okay, so Dave is going to look at the guard next to him and say, because this doesn't prevent him from doing this.
Come on, Dave.
I think it would be better if you helped me out, don't you? And this guard's going to have to go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw.
He's gonna lose because he's just a guard with a.
He sure does lose.
He's just
Oh, Steve, damn you.
Is now charmed by the vampire.
I mean, could you blame him?
So with that, and that's just a bonus action. So with that, the vampire is going to, without fear, start. He's going to make his way that way. And then it's going to yeah, that's all he's gonna do. Just gonna move there. And then this vampire, he's not even gonna bother with that. Well, actually, so he's going to go ahead and like fly up over past all these guys. Wait, he was here. 30. He's gonna go here, and then he's gonna try to charm this one. Who? Wait, does he succeed? No.
Wendell?
He fails. Wendell, is that his name?
Wendell, damn you!
He fails. So he's charmed by the vampire.
Ugh.
And the vampire's like, Wendell, could you get the president out from under the table for me?
Bart the Empire.
Jinarra.
So I was muted. So the president is going immediately after me. So if you'll allow me, I was going to duck down and say, Mr. President, if it's okay with you, I would like to try to get you out of here. I want to point towards the left side where there's slightly less baddies. I guess I'll wait till his turn, which is right after mine. I think I want us to both run in that direction, and then
Wait until I go, because I'm gonna cast a protection spell on him.
When do you go?
After the president.
Great. We're gonna wait till Nyx's turn. I'd like to get us as close to the exit as possible, and then I want to cast Thunder Step, which will damage the enemies around us and teleport us both 90 feet away.
Okay. I really like this. This is not technically how held actions work, but I don't care because I do like it.
Okay.
So the idea is both. Where are you gonna go? You're both gonna move in the same direction. How much movement do you have? You got enough, right?
I have a lot of movement,
Okay, so
and
the
I
president...
can also bonus action Step of the Wind to give myself haste on my turn if I need to, because he's a little bit closer to the exit than me if he's in the middle of the table underneath.
Okay, so the president can get to here with his movement.
Okay, great.
So
how far away is that from me?
That is from you
45.
50.
Oh, that's exactly my movement speed. So, yes, I would like to do that. Will that let me be 10 feet away from that big one? I think so.
Just about, if you finagle it a little bit.
If
I can get there and then
if you're here, then you'll be like, yeah, you'll be just barely 10 feet from it.
Okay. Well, then it'll take my damage from Thunder Step.
So you're both holding until Nyx does a thing. Nyx, what do you do then?
I'm gonna move. I'm gonna roll under the table.
Okay. You have to squeeze underneath the bottom that's dripping vomit.
It wasn't that much vomit.
Well, here, actually, no. I'm gonna go.
It's just a pool.
Here and
It's
like
expanding.
Like I'm gonna skirt around. I'm not. It's
difficult terrain,
so I'm not gonna like try to squish myself
under the bottom of the
But I'm gonna go around and I'm gonna cast Sanctuary on the president.
Okay.
So he is any creature that targets him with an attack or harmful spell must first make a wisdom saving throw. And if they fail the saving throw, they have to choose a new target or lose the attack or spell. It doesn't affect from area of effect. But if the president makes an attack or casts a spell, then the spell ends.
Okay.
So, and then I'm gonna shoot the.
You are gonna have to remind me if it becomes relevant.
Yes, I will.
What that does.
Yes, I'm gonna shoot the This guy, the giant zombie.
This one?
Yes.
Okay.
Um, 22 to hit.
That hits.
And I no longer have a, well, I guess that guy wasn't really in his close area.
Nope.
10 points of piercing damage.
Great. All right, the president runs over here and joins you, Jinarra. The vampire. Oh wait, is the vampire's also within 10 feet of you.
Cool.
So,
so they need to make a Constitution saving throw,
okay.
and they're trying to beat 16.
So they're trying to beat 16.
Minus a d6 for Dave the vampire.
The giant fails. Both fail.
Okay, great. So they take 5d10 damage.
Damn.
What?
Respect.
Pretty good.
13, 16, 21, 26 points of damage.
Nice. And you, how far does that get you?
90 feet. So I'm hoping I can get us out of the room a decent ways.
Yeah. You disappear down the hallway, and just for the sake of positioning, I'm just gonna put you all, I'm just gonna have you both be at the very edge of the map here. You are like down at the end of the hallway, and
Did they go out like this?
Oh no, there's a doorway here.
Oh,
Yeah, it took me a
They all
second.
came into.
yeah.
I also did not clock that
Yeah,
until.
there's a couple doorways. So the two of you are like out the door, down the hall. You see the hall has been like kind of ruined by the rampaging horde of,
Sure.
bad guys that charge down the hall to get to the room, but it is clear behind you, and you are mostly in the clear. As that happens, one of the red wizards, like, exasperated, is like, "Oh, you've got to be kidding me." 90 feet is very far down the hall. Okay, here's what I'll say. The president is a lot safer now, but is not totally in the clear yet.
Okay.
If you or someone else can do something that would get the president totally in the clear, I will just end the combat. So, because I told you that's the goal of this fight, right? Either save the president or don't. So when you accomplish the goal, that's the end of the combat. So, president is definitely safer. He's a lot closer to being totally in the clear. He's far down the hallway, but actually, just to give you a sense, 25 feet to the door. So 90 minus 25 is what?
65.
65. So you're 65 feet down the hall. You're definitely down the hall, but you're not necessarily totally out of range of stuff these guys might try to do. So.
Right about there? Oh wait, no. You can't go off the map. Never mind.
Who drew the triangle?
I did. I can't erase it. I don't know what happened. I'm sorry.
Kira's trying to draw a demonic.
Wait.
I couldn't get rid. I don't know what happened.
There's erase controls underneath the draw tool.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Nope,
Okay.
That's okay. I fixed it. We're good.
Thank you.
Okay. Really big turns from Jinarra, the president, and Nyx. And now it's the giant zombies' turns. This one's gonna start lumbering after them. Gonna do his best anyway. How much movement is he have? 35? 10?
Can I ask you a random question? Sorry, I know my turn just ended. Since he didn't use an action, can he use his action to
Keep running.
run, like to double his
He
movement?
he theoretically could, but he actually
He
'Cause
did
I
crawl under the
can-
table.
I can step of the wind and I can go another 45 feet.
okay. So you can be an additional 30 feet down the hall. So you're a total of 95 feet away from the battle.
I'll take
The giant zombie is chasing after you, but is like really far behind you. But he's doing his best.
He's doing his best.
He's doing his best. This one's gonna lumber over to these ones. This guy, he might not survive this one.
Bill.
Bill. Actually, he is gonna survive it.
Oh, hell yeah, Bill.
That's my
Good job.
bill.
Bill's still alive, but let's see if he survives the second attack.
I have faith in Bill.
He's hanging in there.
Yeah, Bill.
Just barely. And then he's gonna start going. He's gonna close in on this one.
Who is that? That's Gim.
Gim?
Gim. We were running out of suggestions at the end there.
Okay. Okay, those are the giant zombies' turns. The guys with arrows are gonna start.
No.
Who's got arrows?
Woobalas.
No,
Who's
sorry.
the
The
Woobalas?
different there's two sets of hobgoblins. One set of hobgoblins has arrows.
Oh.
Gonna start chasing. But I had to use movement and bonus and action.
When's Amos's turn?
Towards the end.
Oh.
Okay. And then
He's like 4 turns from now. He's right after me.
yeah. One. Okay. Not good enough.
Is this just like a straight hallway?
There's a turn at the end of it.
Are Jinarra and the president before the turn?
Just barely. The big castle. Wait, why did we do that? So this guy's gonna take 11 damage. After 3 shots. And only one of them hit. He's gonna fire it. And this guy's gonna take 11 damage.
Glim.
Glim number 1 or Glim number 2?
There's Glim and there's Gim.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah,
Lim and Jhim. Distant relatives. Cousins, we'll call them.
Okay. So. This guy. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. He's going to start coming down the hall after you and the president, Jinarra. He sees you just way down at the end. And he's going to just torrent of magic shooting down the hall. And you find the presence. 16. Okay.
Can I counterspell?
There are 4 blasts of magical energy coming. He is... Actually, I think he's more than 60 feet away from you, so I don't think you can counterspell.
Yes.
Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. So that one hits. That one hits. That one hits. That one hits. All 4 hit. So
Wait, who's this against?
the president.
Okay, wait, I had to make a wisdom saving throw. Sorry.
What's the DC?
Is that right? 20.
I don't know. Is it right?
That's what it says.
So then that's right.
Yeah. 20.
Okay, so he actually can't make those attacks against the president.
Sorry. I was doing math.
So he will instead make those attacks against Jinarra.
Sorry, Jinarra.
Yikes.
So Jinarra, I don't remember the numbers that I rolled, so I'm just gonna re-roll.
All ones.
Does a 31 hit?
Yes.
16.
No.
Okay, 24.
Yes.
18.
No.
So 2 hit.
2 hit.
So you're going to take 22 acid damage. And you can't regain hit points until the Lich's next turn.
Oh shoot! Did I never do? I never did. Inspiring leader.
Nope.
You didn't have time.
Yeah.
You also take 21 psychic damage. And you have you feel like weakness in your muscles, and you feel like your next attack is not going to be as effective.
So, and he's more than 60 feet away, right?
Yeah.
So I can't Hellish Rebuke either. Okay.
Nope.
Alrighty.
How many feet is the hallway? Like, how long?
I don't know, they're what, 95 feet down the hall? It's like 100 feet to the end of the hall, and then it turns.
Oh, he's so close.
They're so close. The other ledge is going to start flying. Gonna fly over here above the table. And gonna do
Trip.
You know what? Gonna use his action to dash.
Coward.
He's going after the president. He has a job, and he's here to do his job. Wobla's turns.
No.
The Woba was.
Oh no, the Woba was his
Oh, the
twins
Woba
now.
Just barely get up there. The range. He's got the range. And he...
Ben, you're clustering all these guys mighty attractive for another
I
synoptic.
sure am. Do with that what you will. That's a 21 on his wisdom save, so he is going to start firing at the president.
Wobble, no.
Wobala!
Wobala Nobala.
Is the Wobula the
That's
one
a
that
hit.
never did any damage to us?
No, Woba's the one that kept on hitting us from long range.
I think it was
Oh.
the Tamarack or whatever. That they just kept
Yes,
like going
20
up and down the fire thing.
Oh,
The
that-
president takes 26 damage from the first shot.
Jeez.
Is he looking okay?
Another 26 damage from the second shot. He's looking okay for now.
Okay.
Third
Mhm.
shot takes another 26 damage. And he is now bloodied. And he's got 3 gigantic arrows sticking out of him. He's like, "Gah!"
Wait, were those all like auto hits or something?
I was rolling to hit.
Oh, okay.
I am using the average damage
Okay.
because I'm not rolling for damage for all
Okay.
these guys. I'm just using
Okay.
the average.
Well, then I'm gonna use Portent of the Stars on the last one, and you have to roll a d10 and subtract the number you chose from the attack roll.
So that's still gonna
Right.
good looking out. Good looking out.
No, I can't use it.
It was a good try.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
absolutely a good try. The other will he's gonna come over here, and you know what? He's gonna fire at you guys. First attack, we'll say, is against Artemis.
Well,
I haven't really focused on you guys yet. Have to show some love. That's a 12.
a miss. I have
We're
been
gonna try.
surprised.
That's cocked. We're gonna try that again. That's a 20.
That hits.
Okay, so you're gonna take 16 piercing damage and 10 psychic damage.
Ouch.
And then the third shot will be against Octavia. 17.
That's my AC.
That hits. So you
Yeah.
take 16 piercing damage
I can
and
take it.
10 psychic damage.
Okay.
Penny Presswell, that's your turn.
Okay, here's my thing.
Here's your thought.
Where in the hallway are people clustered? Like, okay, because there's a lot happening right here. So they're like in.
Most of the bad guys are all clustered by the entrance to the hallway. They haven't been able to make it very far down the hallway.
Okay. So, like, okay. I would like to do lightning bolt, but that's 100 feet, so I can't do it down the hallway.
You could angle it so as not to hit
At like a diagonal.
Yeah.
Is what I was thinking. Okay.
Or if you're just like back a couple of feet, right? If they're 95 feet down,
Right.
the lightning bolt's just not going to reach them.
Right. It's 95 feet from me. It's 100 feet from you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, because
So
I'm
depending on where you stand,
so the
Yes,
hallway
if you
is,
hang out
if I'm
by
at the
peerage.
door, the hallway is straight.
the hallway is 100.
I'm thinking it curved. Like I went and then, okay.
Yeah.
Well, then I'd like to, okay. So I'm going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay. If I'm going to action surge, can I use my vortex warp now?
Read to me how vortex warp works.
Or it's because I get to move 30 feet before or after my action surge.
Okay. So then, yes.
Where is it? It says you can teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space you can see when you use your action surge, either before or after the additional action.
Okay, so you have to take an action first, then you can do vortex warp. You have to take your first action first.
Okay. This little lich guy here,
Uh-huh.
I'll shoot him 3 times.
Go for it.
Okay.
His armor class is 20.
Oh, okay. The lowest is where the hell is my The lowest is a 24.
Okay, so all 3 hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
$17, 16, and 13.
Great.
10, 15, 20. And then I'll vortex warp to the beginning of the hallway.
Great.
And do lightning bolts.
Where exactly are you landing for your vortex warp?
5, 10, 15, 20. I'll go here.
Great. And I will let you hit any 3 guys that are in the hallway, which would be all 3 of the hobgoblins, the lich, and the giant zombie. The Wobla is technically just outside of the hallway.
I'll do the lich, the giant, or not the giant, the giant zombie.
Yep.
Yeah, and then one of the hobgoblins.
Great.
You can pick.
Bless you.
Bless you. Okay.
It's a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah, they had 17.
17.
Oh my gosh, this is 8? Okay, we're just
The lich succeeds. The giant zombie fails. Hobgoblin fails. So the lich will take half damage, but the other 2 will take full damage.
Okay, so it's 30.
30.
And then
The giant zombie and the hobgoblin are looking pretty rough.
okay. Okay, now that I'm level 18, when I cast a spell, I can also make an attack. A weapon attack.
Yeah, you can.
I will shoot the lich again.
Great. The same one you already shot or the one in the hallway?
The one in the hallway.
Okay.
That is a 19 plus 14.
Yeah, that hits.
And that's an extra 15 damage.
Right. Amazing. Amazing.
All right, I'm done.
Good job. It's finally Amos's turn. Poor Amos. He's watched all of this happen.
Kind of suspicious that he's like the highest wizard in our place and he got one of the lowest initiatives. Kind of suspicious if you ask me.
Okay. Well, he casts Time Stop.
A classic.
He gets 3 turns to do whatever he wants.
Not as many as 6.
Not as
What
many.
a copycat.
He is
Oh,
going
only
to-
3?
Let's see. Hold on. What's our maximizing the usage here? Okay. So. Good move. Plus. Oh, 30. First turn. So then he moves another 60 feet on his second turn. No, another 90 feet on his second turn. His third turn, he catches up to where the president is, which is good. And then let me.
He kills him.
I'm telling you, I'm not putting it past that little sneak. He's
I'm
like, oh, I
also-
closed all the teleportation circles in the city. My bad.
Hey,
We
also,
told him to do that.
Suspicious that he's listening to us.
just saying,
Okay.
the president was
Okay.
questioning whether or not to have us join his little crew, and then people come to attack him.
Amos makes it down the hall,
Amos.
reaches the president, and does something that ends the time stop. But as he does, he grabs the president, time stop ends, he looks at you, Jinarra, and is like, I'm getting him out of here. And he casts the spell Teleport, which does not have to use a teleportation circle as a destination. There is a random chance of it failing, however. But he teleports, he's trying to teleport away with the president.
So he's leaving us?
Well,
I mean, we're pretty capable.
There's like 400 guys here. We're capable, but we're tired.
so we're gonna roll a D100.
That's just the whole campaign, Zuzu. That's been the entire series of the show.
Yes! We're capable, but we're tired in tandem.
64. He's on target with where he's trying to get to. So he and the president disappear from the battle. The Lich is like, son of a bitch. You all, he shouts to the hobgoblins, fan out and find him. The rest of us are going to stay and handle these annoying fucking heroes.
I thought we were done when the president was safe.
Well, you were mostly done, but I didn't want Amos doing something to mean that you don't get to do anything else. So, we're gonna end the episode here with the hobgoblins are gonna run off. The liches are staying behind, as well as the vampires and a couple of the demons, and everybody else is gonna run off. So, with that, thank you all for watching, thank you all for playing, and we'll see you next time. Have a good night, everybody.